waiting for us. On 7th December, we have an election, as we always do every 4 years. That is the beauty of democracy. It allows us to make a choice of who we want to lead us for the next 4 years. And we have made that choice consistently since 1992. We voted for Rawlings in 1992, and he converted from a military leader into a civilian leader. He won again in 1996. And then President Kufuor came in 2000, won again in 2004. And then Professor Atam Mills of blessed memory won the 2008 election. And unfortunately, he passed away before he could win 2012 for his second term. And God bestowed on me, by His grace, to become President of Ghana, to serve the remaining 5 months of President Mills's tenure, and then to run in the 2012 election, and I won that election. In 2016, I lost, and I went back home, and I've been in opposition since then, leading my party. President Akufo-Addo and Baumia won again in 2020. And today, we have elections coming up in 56 days exactly. The fact that elections allow us to make choices means that we must think carefully before we make those choices. And I believe that if we weigh the experience that we have all been through in the last 8 years, it should teach us a lesson, and it should teach us that the experience we've gone through, we have the opportunity to make a change. Change is inevitable. It is written on the wall. It is written on the faces of all Ghanaians. You look in the faces of all Ghanaians and you can see that they are yearning for a change, because they know that our country is going in the wrong direction, that the current administration is taking us down the wrong road. And when you're going down the wrong road, what do? You make a change, you change course. And always we should try to follow the one who knows the road. Follow who knows road. NDC knows road. We all were in this country when NDC was in office. Things were not paradise. I didn't say everything was okay. But upon now, when NDC was in power, life was better for us. When NDC was in power, life was far better for Ghanaians than it is today. And that is why we need to exercise that democratic right to send the elephants back into the bush. The game reserve is not very far from here. That's where the elephants are. This MPP elephant, it is time for it to go and join its colleagues in the game reserve. And I know that on 7th December, the people of Ghana are going to make sure that they go back to the bush, so that NDC can come and take this country and repair the country. Our country is in need of repair. It's like a new vehicle you give to a bad driver. He has spoiled the battery, he has punctured the tires, he's broken the axle. And so you need a good driver to come and take that vehicle, repair the tires, put a new battery, fix the axles, repair the engine, so that we can have a reliable car to all sit in and drive to our destination. And that experienced party, that experienced person, is John Dramani Mahama, standing right here in front of you. I've handled this country before. And when I did, I didn't push blame on anybody. Any challenges that I found, I took responsibility and I fixed it. This government is full of blame. After all the work we did, we handed them a sound energy sector. We had resolved Dumso. We had stabilized the economy. Inflation was down to less than 15%. The debt to GDP was 57%. We did zero borrowing from the central bank in 2016, the first in history in the Fourth Republic. We didn't take 1 cedi from the Bank of Ghana to finance government's budget. We opened 2 new oil wells that increased Ghana's oil production by almost 100,000 barrels. All this we handed over to the new government. We handed over a stabilization fund. When COVID struck, they took $250 million from the stabilization fund, which we put there. We left them a sinking fund with more than $200 million in it. That's what they used to retire the Kufuor Eurobond. We left them $270 million in the Ghana Infrastructure Fund. $270 million. And yet, they can say we left them a mess. By the time we were leaving office, IMF, World Bank, everybody predicted that this economy was going to grow by 8%. They had nothing to do with the 8%. They came and met it. After their own policy started kicking in, growth started going like this: 6%, 5%, 4%, until it fell to 0. And yet they say we left them a mess. Today we are in a real mess. Inflation is above 20%. Our debt to GDP went as high as 104%. The currency, which was stable at 4 cedis to $1 in our time, 2016, today is 17 cedis to $1. Kenke was 1 cedi, today is 5 cedis. Cement was 25 cedis. Today cement is 110 cedis. 1.1 million. Petrol was 14 cedis. Today petrol is 72 cedis. And so they have done enough damage. This election is about one thing. It's about the economy and it's about jobs. Unemployment was 8.4% under NDC. Today it's almost 15%. Children have finished school for 4 years. They're staying with their parents. If their parents don't provide food, they won't eat. I mean, we can't continue like this. And people who have brought the country to this stage come back and say, oh, reward us by voting for us again. I mean, the audacity of it. I would have thought that they would have apologized to Ghanaians and said, oh, we're very sorry. We took this country, we messed it up. And so you take your country back. We'll go and think about ourselves and come again. And all they do is shift the blame. In the early years, anything that happened, oh, Mahama administration. If anything happens, oh, Mahama is at fault. Everything, even today, they still say, oh, it's Mahama's fault. I mean, a government that can't take responsibility. If you can't take any responsibility, you can't fix anything. But the people of Ghana can see through the lies and the deception. One of the things that NDC has in leadership is truth and honesty. Rawlings always spoke the truth, and he was always honest with the Ghanaian people. Professor Mills always spoke the truth and was always honest with the Ghanaian people. I have always spoken the truth and I've always been honest with the Ghanaian people. That is the leadership that NDC gives to Ghana. We don't tell lies. We don't say what we can't do. We tell you what we can do, and when we come, we do it. And it's that same leadership we're offering you again. As it gets to elections, they'll come with all manner of deceptions. We'll give you iPhones, you pay 1 cedi, 1 cedi, 1 cedi. It's not about iPhones and paying 1 cedi, 1 cedi. It's about jobs. If you get these young people jobs, they'll be able to go and buy their own iPhones. And that is why NDC is coming back. We're coming back to continue the infrastructure, the abandoned projects. After we left office, all the projects we were doing have been abandoned. Schools, hospitals, roads, electricity, water. We're going to come and continue that work. But above all, we're bringing in policies that will create jobs for young people. And that is why we're proposing the 24-hour economy policy, so that we can create more jobs for young people. If people are walking, we must be jogging. If people are jogging, we must be running. If they are running, we must be flying. It means we must put in more effort than others, because our country has gone 10 years back. Ghana was the second largest economy in West Africa until Nana Akufo-Addo and Bawumia took over. In 2022, Cote d'Ivoire overtook us as the second largest economy. Today, as I speak to you, Ghana is the third largest economy, because NPP has mismanaged the economy and Cote d'Ivoire has overtaken us. Today, everybody asks, Ghana, what happened to you? Because the whole of Africa has been looking to us as the black star of Africa. I go as ex-president to conferences, everybody asks, Ghana, what happened? What happened? How did you mess up your affairs like this? And I say, oh, two people came, Akufo-Addo and Bawumia. And they have put us in the mess in which we are. But let us not give up hope. The young people here, I know several of you, you've lost hope in our democracy. You've lost hope in our leadership. But keep hope alive. Our country will come back on its feet. NDC will win the election. It's going to be hard work, because the mess in which we are is going to take time to be able to put things back. But I can assure you, I'll give you hard work as your leader. I'll give you honest leadership. And we will all work together. I can't do it alone. All of us will work together to put this country back on its feet. Ezu. So let me not talk too much. I've kept you waiting for too long. On 7th December, you all have a duty to your country. This election is not about me, it's not about NDC, it's not about MPP. It's about the future of the young people of this country. And when I look at all of you, these young people, I remember my own children. I remember Sharaf. I remember Shafiq. They are just like you. The future belongs to you. And that is why we of this generation must work hard so that we can put this country back on our feet, so that we can hand the country back to you. If I win this election, I have a 4-year term. One term. I will spend that 4 years making sure that I reset this country, reset the economy, reset our governance, reset our attitudes, so that Ghana can have hope again, so that our young people can have hope in this country. And so I'll just introduce our Member of Parliament. He's my colleague. I was in Parliament with him, and we sat on the back bench together. We all progressed gradually till we got to the front bench. Unfortunately, I left them in 2008, and they have continued to work for our party in Parliament. He's a very experienced legislator, and he served the people of Wa Central well. And I know that you're going to return him into Parliament, because we need his experience for the government that is coming, the new NDC government that is coming. We need all our experienced people to come and help to put this country back on its feet. And so I urge you, when you vote for NDC, you vote for JM, you must vote for my brother Rashid Pelpo. When a sheep is walking, it is followed by its child, a sheep. I've never seen a sheep going and an elephant is following it. Ezu. A sheep goes with its baby sheep, and an elephant goes with its baby elephant. If a baby elephant follows a sheep, it will step on it and kill it. And so I know that by the grace of God, inshallah, the people are going to vote for me. And when I become president, I don't want you to give me in West Central a baby elephant to follow me. So no skirt and blouse. You are voting NDC for president, and we need a majority in parliament to be able to do the things that we have to do for you. And so we need a majority in parliament, and you have to give me Rashid Pelpo to come to parliament so that we work together. There are many things that we're looking to do. We want to expand medical training in this country. And so we're looking to build more medical schools in the other regions so that we can produce more doctors, more paramedicals, personnel, more qualified nurses, and so on and so forth. And so we're looking to introduce a medical course in the University of Development Studies so that we can train doctors here. If we're able to train our doctors here in the University of Development Studies, we'll get more doctors to work in the Upper West Regional Hospital and all the hospitals within the Upper West. And if we establish the medical school in the University of Development Studies, then we're going to upgrade the Upper West Regional Hospital in Wa to a teaching hospital. Wow. So that it can provide better service to you, so that you don't need to leave Wa and go to Tamale or to Confanoche for health care. And so these are the plans that we have. But we can only achieve those plans if you give us a healthy majority in parliament, so that when we go to seek the appropriation and the money to do this work, we would have the majority of MPs to endorse it for us. And so when you vote for JM, you vote for Honorable Rashid Pelpo. So I'm going to raise his hand so that all of you will be witnesses that he is the one who's been endorsed as the parliamentary candidate for the Wa Central constituency. So you vote for JM Zoo, you vote for Rashid Pelpo Za. JM Zoo, Pelpo Za. JM Pelpo, JM Pelpo. Thank you very much. Ibaraka, Ibaraka.
Officially,
before I sit down, I just want to pay my respects to our fallen chief.
Parliamentary
I was told that we lost the chief of Charia, Chief Baga, and the funeral is on 19th October. Unfortunately, because of the political season, I can't come and join my relatives from Bunsunu for this funeral. But I'll be represented. Our executives will come, but accept my condolences. And thank you. I wish to pay my respects to him. Thank you very much. So, God bless you.
That's how we are wrapping up our live coverage of the last but one location before John Mahama officially ends his day one of the campaign tour of the Upper West region. But from here, where are we going?
We are going to Kongo, a suburb of one municipality, what town. But it's from here going to Kongo is 4 kilometers.
It's so a very short distance.
A very short distance.
Okay, so catch us in the next few minutes and let's tell you how the day will end on John Mahama's campaign tour of the Upper West region.